Good day. In this video I will show you a different way to find support and resistance by using NetDania charts, which you can download at www.netdania.com. The reason for this is, especially with price patterns, it's so important to have support and resistance lines. And especially in the beginning, there's always this doubt in yourself whether you've got the right lines or not. So perhaps by just visualizing things a bit different, it might help you in future trades. So let's start off by looking at a few definitions. I've borrowed some definitions at investopedia.com, and as you can see, and although they're using stocks here, it's actually for any price valid, but you can see support is the price level which historically a stock has had difficulty falling below. It is thought of as the level of which a lot of buyers tend to enter the stock. Look at the graph, you can see price bounces off the support level. It might be easier to see it as a floor. Price just cannot fall below it. Resistance, on the other hand, is like a ceiling. It's the price at which a stock or market can trade but not exceed for a certain period of time, often referred to as resistance level. As you can see there, price cannot go through the resistance level there. And don't get a fright if you ever see the term pivot zone has been used on this site. It's basically the same thing. Let's have a look at the support and resistance basics and see what different types of support and resistance lines we can get. I think the most general one is a trend line. You get your horizontal, ascending and descending trend lines. Personally, I prefer to use the horizontal. Another support and resistance lines you can get is moving averages. You will see James is using the 150 and 365 EMAs quite a lot in his base system. Fibonacci retracements form quite good support and resistance levels. And then there are some other levels as well which people tend to use. You will see round numbers. Price tend to bounce around round numbers, and you also will get the pivot points and then a few other indicators as well. So without further ado, let's move on to a chart and see support and resistance in action. Okay, so let's get to the graphs. Like I've said in the first part of the video, I'm going to use NetDania for this exercise, and the product that I will be using is the chart station. The first thing that I want to do is detach the chart. You can actually move it anywhere on the screen. I just want to make it a little bit bigger that we can see better. You can see there's a workspace on the top. You can save workspaces, reload them afterwards, and do basically anything. I'm going to do this exercise on the GBP US dollar. And the time scale I want to use is the daily. As you can see as well, they've got 8 hours. Let's just get the daily charts up, and I'm going to show you how to draw support and resistance on this time frame. Else which I've done to keep things half honest, and nobody can blame us later and say that we've done it with hindsight, is I've drawn a line on the beginning of April. This is the 2nd of April, and we will only use patterns on the left hand side of that line to draw our trend lines. Now the main thing I actually want to show you is a different chart type. Now if you go to chart type, you will see there's a forest chart. If you select that, you get a chart and prices are based relatively to the close of today. This chart, it's actually quite easy to spot the support and resistance areas. The easiest ones is obviously the ones at the extremes, or actually any sharp pointy thing. And then we get a different, or a second one, but they are just as easy to spot, and it's this little troughs on the chart. As you can see, I'm quickly marking most of them. Okay, so there's another extreme point. A little trough. As you can see, it's quite easy to spot the points. So let's grab the horizontal tool. I'm going to work from the bottom up. So there's definitely a support level. If I move the line up, I can see there's definitely another one. Let's just move. There's another two, as you can see by that arrow. And there's something very interesting here. As you can see, on the left hand side of the screen we've got the opposite one. That is typically an example where support changed into resistance. On the left hand side we had support, price bounced off that, and on the right hand side with my little pen is and the arrow just to the left of it, it is where price gets stuck and turned around in the other direction. Let's just continue this little exercise. Okay, there's another point of it. Let's just get that one. I think that'll do. There's another extreme point. As you can see, we've missed this point. Let's just get that as well. As you can see, that caters for one of the arrows. Actually, the upper right arrow, you can see that little same area there. Let's move up. There's another one. I'm just going to go through these quite quick. And there you can see we've drawn a number of support and resistance lines, and you will also see that they cater for most of the little extreme outside areas. Let's see, let's just remove all these arrows and see if we have most of them. I would say we do have. Okay, so what I'm going to do next is, before I change the chart back to the normal open, high, low, close bar, I would like to zoom in. I'm going to zoom into this area. As you can see, the support lines, and remember, we've only used the left hand side of the vertical line. So I'm going to change this back to bar, open, high, low, close. And what do we see here? I think it's quite easy to see that the support lines we've drawn from the 1st of April, or before the 1st of April, fits in perfectly with what is happening currently in the market. I mean, just look at that. There's absolutely a brilliant pin bar, outside bar, and as you can see, all of this action happens on, in this case, resistance lines. Look at that pin bar on the support line. There's another one. Isn't that brilliant? Okay, now we can add another little dimension. Let's just get rid of the arrows again. Like I've said earlier as well in the beginning of the video, another form of support and resistance is the normal moving averages. So let's add a EMA, exponential moving average, period 150, and you should know that Jim is using that a lot in his trading as well. And look at that. There you can see price hitting support on that level. Quite nice. We can add the 365 as well, and if I add the 365, I think you'll understand quite nice what's happening in the market right now. Look at it. They're so close to one another, and price is not sure what to do from there. And that is basically that. I hope from now on you've got a different way to find support and resistance in your toolbox. Thank you very much.